A good man in a broken world job lived in the land of Uz. Honest, wealthy, respected, and deeply devoted to God. He wasn't perfect, but he feared God, avoided evil, and blessed the poor. He was the kind of man everyone admired, until everything changed. But here is the twist. Job's suffering didn't begin because he did something wrong. It began because God trusted him. In the heavenly realms, a challenge arose. The adversary claimed, "Job is only faithful because you protect him. Take everything away and he will curse you." God allowed the test, not to destroy Job, but to reveal something deeper about faith, trust, and purpose. In a single devastating day, Job's world fell apart. He lost his wealth, the businesses, the farms, the servants. He lost his children, all 10 gone in a tragic disaster. He lost his health, his body covered in sores, his strength drained. Job went from one of the richest men in the East to sitting alone in ashes, scraping his wounds with broken pottery. This wasn't just suffering. This was suffering without explanation. Today, many people face their own Job moments. A mother fighting cancer while still raising her children. A young man losing his job and battling depression at the same time. A family losing everything in a cost-of-living crisis. Someone crying at night asking, "God, where are you?" Pain often comes suddenly. And like Job, we search for answers that don't come. Job's friends arrived. At first, they did the right thing. They sat with him in silence for 7 days. But then they spoke. They assumed Job must have sinned. They believed suffering equals punishment. They accused, debated, lectured, and judged. They said things many of us have heard today. Maybe it's your fault. Maybe you didn't pray enough. Maybe God is angry with you. Maybe you don't have enough faith. Their theology was shallow. Their compassion was conditional. Their understanding was incomplete. Today, people battling depression are told, "Just pray harder." Men grieving their families are told, "Be strong, don't cry." Women dealing with infertility are judged silently. Anyone struggling is told, "Something must be wrong with you." Job teaches us this truth. Suffering is not always a sign of God's punishment. Sometimes it is a platform for God's revelation. Job didn't pretend. He cried. He questioned. He argued with God. He asked the hardest questions humans still ask today. Why do good people suffer? Why does God feel silent? Where is justice? Does my life have meaning? Job's faith wasn't perfect, but it was real, and God never rebuked him for his honesty. In our world today, where mental health struggles rise, where people feel abandoned, where silence feels like rejection, Job's cry is our cry. After chapters of silence, God finally spoke, but he didn't give Job the answer he expected. Instead, he revealed his sovereignty, his wisdom, his control over the universe, his presence even in hidden moments. God was saying, "You may not understand the why, but you can trust the who." God didn't explain Job's suffering. He revealed himself in it. And sometimes that is the answer we truly need. Once Job surrendered his need to understand, God restored him, not because Job demanded it, but because God is gracious. Job received double his wealth, more children, a longer life than before, a deeper understanding of God, a testimony still changing lives thousands of years later. Job's story didn't end in tragedy. It ended in transformation. Job teaches us that pain does not mean God has abandoned you. Silence does not mean God is absent. Suffering is not always punishment. Your questions do not scare God. Faith is trusting God even when life makes no sense. Your story may break you, but it will also build someone else. Sometimes the purpose isn't visible in the moment. Sometimes God is preparing you for a restoration greater than what you lost. Your pain is not wasted. Your tears are not ignored. Your suffering is not meaningless. If Job's story teaches us anything, it's this: God can bring purpose out of pain, beauty out of ashes, and restoration out of loss. Hold on, your chapter is not over if this message spoke to you. Like, share, and follow for more powerful faith stories.